Fam, can I get some love in the chat, please? It is Friday, and you know what that means. It's Try-Day, and we are super thrilled to have you all here. Welcome in, everybody. Nakina, thank you for Fade Dice. Hello, everybody. Without further ado, let's get into Season 1, Episode 13. 1 second, guys. You need to pitch where you guys are. There you go. Now you'll be here.
Hey, there we go.
We all out here. Can you hear me?
Amen.
Probably not.
Oh, true. All right. Let's get things just a little bit started here. We're gonna do a little.
Wait, but before you do that, hey, can somebody out there in chat land do like a little volume check for us too while Killum gets that?
Can I get a
Mic
testing?
check, mic check.
Testing. 1, 2, testing.
Testing. Mic check. I need to know. Is that me on the ones
check
and
the
twos?
Mic the check.
Check my rhythms, check my rhymes.
All right, Makina saying we sound great. Nice. All right, to get things rolling, going, and showing, let's do these introductions. Let me see how my hands line up. To my left, to my left here, we got a young high fly guy cat.
Never mind.
What's up, guys? It's your host with the most, back again. It's the highest, the flyest, the guyest, the kaiest. Pleasure to have you guys in for another episode. We got some fun stuff. Let's talk about it.
All right. To my right now, I'm bad with directions. Don't ask me which way is left and right. We got a young silly Willy.
Well, greetings, human beings of Earth. My name is, and I am super thrilled to have you all here.
And last but not least, it's me, your boy, Kill 'em Slowly, and just here to present to you today's news. We got some pretty good topics coming up here. How are we gonna get into this first? All right. First, before we actually start, let me ask people out there in chat land, how are you guys doing today? And I also want to say thank you for coming on through. Thank you, Makina, for the raid. As Kai said before, really glad you guys can really come out here and join us for another night. But now to actually move into the lineup, we got some pretty interesting things to talk about. First off, we'll be talking about Biden's new internet laws. He's 1 second, I'm sorry. Right now, he's not like right now, but with over this week, he is announcing a deal that will provide low cost and high speed internet to millions of American households. So says the article. This is one you could definitely find on PC Gamer if you guys are interested. But let's see. How do you guys feeling about this one? Let's go with High Guy Fly Guy.
My name.
Fly guy.
I'm gonna start off in the words of the famous Birdman. Put some respect on my name.
What?
No, it's sad. I can only think of Mojo Jojo. I think that's why it fucked me up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you elaborate more or drop a link? Sorry for the caption.
Yes, we can elaborate more and drop.
We definitely are gonna drop a link, or not drop a link, but elaborate more on Biden's internet. Basically, he's gonna be making a program that offers free internet to over 48 million Americans. That is going to be broadband based. So far, we haven't had any information on whether or not how fast this internet is going to be. I'm thinking it's got to be a minimum of 25 over 25. But it's not free. Also, that's the one thing I want to specify. This is probably going to be the words that were used specifically were low cost. As far as specifically how I feel about it, I mean, why not, right? If you can get an option out there to people who couldn't normally afford their internet, especially in those rural areas where they've been really struggling for a while. Fuck it, dude. I'm not saying it's gonna be the hottest shit ever, but I mean, it's like the Obama phone. Where I work at now, Southwest, and where I lived at in Philly. As much as people kind of clown the Obama phones, I knew a lot of people with Obama phones. So They
Or just Obama phone keeps on making me laugh.
But that's what they were, though. They were Obama phones. What else can you say about them?
like, yo, bro, when I have people come to my store and I say, what kind of phone you got? They say, I have an Obama phone. Like, that's exactly what they say.
1-800-CL8-ABOMMA.
Exactly.
Call Obama direct.
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
Obama today.
But it's basically, Biden's version of that. We'll call it the Biden internet. Doesn't sound as great as the Obama phone, but
No, sadly.
overall, I mean, I fuck with it.
Yes. Let's see. Makina says, I mean, we could all have universal fast internet with a satellite and no routers necessary. So this is a good step for us, I'm guessing. I'm guessing for America.
Low income families.
Yeah, low income. There we go. Which I also have to agree with, but we're gonna move on to Silly Willy, see how he's feeling about this for a second.
Just another radical essay. How we all function. And I can't support it. But in all seriousness, no, I think it's a fantastic idea. Biden in a rare move is recognizing that that internet is not really it's kind of like it needs to be a public utility. Like, it's no longer something that, like, you can, but, like, you can't at the same time in this world live without it. Like, you can obviously make the active choice to not participate in it, but, like, so much stuff happens on the internet these days that this is kind of a long overdue thing. I mean, I'm glad it's happening now. I'm very curious to see. Life is extremely difficult without internet now. That's exactly the case. Because, like, communication-wise, I mean, like, regardless of what it is, there's so many things that rely off of it now that, like, it needs to be handled like your gas and water bill. Like, it's not.
Yeah, it's a utility.
It's becoming an essential requirement, at least if you're part of the United States. And to that end, it's good that he's finally recognizing it. I don't anticipate it being like gigabytes per second. You can download whatever the hell you want, but I think what you said, like 250 over 250, like.
No, you probably 25 over 25.
Okay.
Honestly, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get 250.
That's not even to shit on it. Like, obviously, that's not a huge amount, but, like,
I mean,
it is still better than nothing right now.
Could you imagine, if it was 250 over 250, I'd drop my fucking current service right now. Get me Biden. Get me Biden internet. Get me the Jodernet.
So before I really go
the Enter Biden.
So before I really go in on this and start actually asking questions to get some conversation drummed up for this, I'm gonna read an excerpt out of the article and then I'm gonna ask you guys a little question or something like that, right? So, quoting from the article, it says, as part of the existing Affordable Connectivity Program, internet providers will now offer $30 monthly plans with speeds of at least 100 megabytes. So we're doing 100 over 100 internet. Those eligible for a $30 subsidiary will then have access to free internet, meaning people who can pay $30, like their income meets something around there, then they apply, then they qualify for it. But it says, and this is the final excerpt I'm gonna read here. In February, Vice President Harris said that over 10 million households have already signed up for ACP subsidiaries to help pay for broadband. The main issue was that the internet was still too expensive in some places, even with the $30 discount. Broadband internet providers now offering these new $30 plans should make the ACP far more impactful for a lot more families, though major ISPs are always looking for ways to worm out of providing faster internet in rural areas. So what that's saying is they're trying to get $30 monthly plans out to people in rural areas. but it looks like, companies like big companies like the Comcast, the Verizons, and all that really don't want to shell out a discount that low. But they're hoping that this gets them in line. For that, I do want to say, if America makes internet more generalized to the public, like starts treating it as an actual basic necessity, like a utility,
That's exactly what we're talking about. Yes.
yeah. Do you think that other countries would follow suit? Given how most countries actually don't have like overly primed internet. Like let's take since we have some friends there, let's take Australia for example.
I don't think that. Well, when you talk about first world countries, I don't think that a lot of countries have the poverty level issues that we have here in the United States. There are ghettos and stuff that are everywhere. Don't get me wrong, but like it's a rampant amount of ghettos in the United States versus like the continent, Australia or the UK or France or anything like that. So the amount of people that would draw necessity out of that is significantly smaller. You know what I mean? And internet tends to be a little bit more affordable over there anyway, because they don't have like the predatory practices that companies like Comcast have.
I get that, but I think what I'm really asking is, do you think internet itself will become more standardized?
Yes, I mean it's going to, because over time that's what's just going to happen. But in terms of like, I think anybody like looking at America and being like, oh, this thing we need to follow suit on, it's like no, we don't need to do this. It's not necessary in a lot of other first world countries. Now third world countries, yeah. What are you talking about? The major bits? Nah, they're good. What's up, Yumi?
Hello, Yumi. What about you, Will? How do you feel on that?
I don't actually think I know what you're asking, but phrase the question so I know exactly how to answer.
So, if America starts making more strides in this direction, with the way Biden is trying to make internet more standard, do you think other countries across the globe will start trying to follow this technique and update their internet services, essentially?
That's
I mean, but America tends to be the trendsetter.
I have to answer.
So you never know.
Not until it becomes as a requirement as it is. United States really and truly, think about it. We house some of the most
Words spaghetti.
Words, English, and sentences. United States is home to
AOC, man, thank you very much for resubscribing for 5 months. Thank you, my guy.
Thanks for that sub, homie.
Damn. 5 months. What was I saying? The internet is home to Google, Verizon, Facebook, like all of these major tech companies that operate worldwide. So that's kind of why I'm saying it's about time that some United States president recognized how much of a utility this is. I think that everybody just by principle should have access to the internet so that the ideals of the 90s, the coming of age internet can possibly still be true at some point in time down the road, where just everybody's allowed to collaborate and all that happy-go-lucky crap that convincing ourselves back in 90s. But it is at some point in time everybody should. Do I think that every country is going to follow suit? Probably not until there is an infrastructure demand of it. Same way that
Okay. All right. So from where I'm sitting, I'm gonna say I hope that other countries start taking suits and stuff like this. Preferably first world countries that'd be all right, if America's doing it, I'm trying to be better at it. So I'm trying to show them up and do it better.
Yeah. How fast can I download the Pirates of the Caribbean DVD? Rip full box set on the Inner Joe.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. They're saying with speeds of at least 100 megabytes.
Given the release that's about to come out, Kai, I think. How am I going? Avatar.
No, man, like I'm going straight for the Pirates of the Caribbean. Dead Man's Chest all the way.
He's that original Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, seriously,
Yeah.
like specifically Dead Man's Chest too.
I'm saying.
Like specifically.
Not the first one that launched the whole thing, not the third one that would bring.
Well, no, I'm getting the DVD box set, but specifically, you know, I want to
get the DVD box set.
like
Why? We're on Blu-ray now.
I was gonna say you might as well make it on Blu-ray at this point in time. No, actually try to find a VHS collection of it.
Oh my god! Could you imagine?
How fast can I download it?
VHS tape of that.
Yeah.
Just cut.
Dude. I mean, I'm curious to see where like companies are kind of gonna go with this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel as though when you say 100, I don't think it's symmetrical either, because Comcast still doesn't even have symmetrical internet yet for their premium customers. So like, you know, they're maxing out at 40, so it's definitely not going to be 100 up, 100 down. Even though specifically in the case of Comcast, they decided to make changes, but the other smaller companies have not. Like, I'm sure like RCN and other companies in our area, and I'm sure that there are companies in other regions as well that probably won't follow that same.
What's Verizon do? All the companies, they'd be like laughing.
I'm not too sure on that, but I would imagine that Verizon would probably be one of the companies that could pull it off.
Oh, this is not about capability. This is about whether or not they're gonna actually do it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying.
I mean, this is a win-win for cable companies because he's not creating a new version of the internet. He's just using previous versions that already exist. So
no, but like Malik even read in the article, major tech companies try to find a way to out of.
Yeah, that's true. They're gonna try to find a way to like charge a little bit more. Charges on there.
There's no need. This is beneficial for them, right? So so let's just say for pretend 25% of that customer base is a brand new customer base, right? Like people who've never had internet before. Like that's $30. So remember, it's subsidized. That doesn't mean it's free for the consumer. That doesn't mean Verizon doesn't get paid on it, right? They still get that $30 for providing substandard internet, pretty much, to places that they already would have done so anyway. So that cost right there is gonna make up whatever they would have lost on whoever's gonna downgrade from, you know, the bigger services to the smaller ones. Like most people, they're gonna get more customers than they're gonna have more customers drop down. You know what I mean?
We got C-Man in the comments saying before the ACP, they had a program called Emergency Broadband Benefit Program, which is giving them $50 instead of $30. They changed and rebranded the name after 4 months. It was going on since September of 2021. Okay, so
forget the people that has like So I'm not saying that it, like I'm in a complete agreement with you guys that it depends that there's art thing wise and all that stuff, but I'm at the point now where I need to see.
Yeah, I mean Comcast like is already doing. Actually, Comcast gains almost fully in this. Imagine if all their Internet Essentials customers, which is running for $10 a month, mind you, like now get bumped up to $30 a month subsidized. You know what I mean?
I imagine those won't get bumped up. Yo, Sticks, what's good?
I mean, I'd be curious if they didn't get rid of the program. Like, why would I?
I mean, I understand that if they got rid of the program, I just don't think they would change it. And I mean, like, if the government's really involved in this, like Biden says, then I'm pretty sure they'll try to work it out somehow with like the average person. Like, you'll have to, or better yet, it'll probably be like a specific program type of thing where it's like if you reach a certain what is that yearly income, then you're able to actually go for that one over something else, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
So the way.
in that though, I'm sorry, because I do need to get this is a thought I've had for a second. In that though, there is a very but now that the government actually like they are spearheading this program, does the government go to bat for you when you know you're not getting your full service fee? Like what? Like, you like if you needed like a bill claim, and gonna be on the phone with a customer and like a state appointment. What's the deal?
God, man.
It's like, hey, I'd like my representative to come online and speak for me. Oh, who's your representative? Bernie Sanders.
You know what?
Oh my
I
God,
would
man.
actually drop my plan right now if it meant Bernie Sanders would be my internet spokesman.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'd be good. I'm all right with that.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's so cool.
Oh my God. All right, we got C-Man saying the Internet Essentials is $9.95 a month, but
Yep.
they added a new plan called Essential Plus, which is $29.95. ACP covers the full balance.
There you go. $20 markup. It's like $20 markup, and you know it's paid for because the government's gonna pay for it.
That's actually pretty dope, having the
Yeah.
government pay for it.
Verizon already has a $30 plan, like for prepaid.
Yeah, so I definitely see them like doing this and going along ahead with the plan because it's like, all right, now we ain't got to worry about actual people paying us. Now the taxpayers pay us. Like, all right, that's definite money for us.
Yeah. What this does, ironically though, is actually makes a clear cut divide between cable and internet, because cable is not a part of this whatsoever. So now that this is out here, a lot of people are going to move to like internet only, platform.
Yeah, cable was in a decline anyway, though, if we're being honest.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying this is like another nail in the coffin for cable.
Yeah. I think that's fair. You
Could be
know,
more incentive for the company to act upon.
Yeah.
I say. It almost might be like their bailout that happened.
Maybe.
When the U.S. government like bailed out like all the
It was like, yeah. No, I remember. I'm just trying to draw the parallel.
Well, like
here.
so, like they're not gonna they're gonna want to keep cable going for as long as possible. Right? If they see an out that the government can, and then because I'm saying is that Bleak is right. This is another nail in the coffin, and so this might be incentive for companies to buy the cable. Oh well, all right, screw it. Now the government's gonna help us out, like literally directly provide internet to people.
Yeah, I'm curious about like what soliciting is gonna look like here. You know what I mean? Like, are you gonna be able to take these customers that are coming in from the ACP and say, hey, do you want to add cable onto that? We got a new Biden package for you coming up. You know what I mean? For NBC, ABC, and ESPN4. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean. All right, so we got any closing comments, concerns about this? Anybody out in chat land want to have their piece?
Yeah, somebody's got to come up with the good name for this. I'm going with the Energo, but that's patent pending.
I was playing around with a couple of different mine. Biden Wide Web.
Biden Wide Web.
What about JoeNet? You know.
JoeNet's good. I like JoeNet.
Yeah, how about JoeNet? Like, I feel like that's 2 syllables. Keeps it simple.
Yeah. Chat. So, what do you guys think? What
wait. How about in the same way that people that know him call him Joe Biden, you call it Joe Webbs.
Joe Webbs.
JoeWebs.
I want to
Just
know who
Jeanette.
in his inner circle calls him Joe Biden. Like, what? Why do
You
you
never
call
heard
him
that? You never heard him being called Joe Biden?
Why?
I heard Moneybag Joe. That was one of my favorites.
I don't know, but I have heard Joe Biden.
I would.
Maybe
I
it's,
would
maybe
go-
it's
I
just
would
on
rather
PBS
Moneybag
stuff that
Joe.
I've heard it, but like I've definitely heard Joe Biden. And
My friends call me Joe Biden.
it has always stuck with me, and so now I'm like the webs. Jeanette.
all my friends have all my friends have speech impediments.
all right. Before we fall ourselves into a dangerous place, let's continue on. Right. So now we're gonna be talking a little bit about anime cosplay, but not really. You know what?
Anime apparel.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. You know, anime cosplay, but not really. It's anime apparel. You know, for the lazy cosplayers.
Stop. You have got to just stop naming things that aren't things, and then trying to roll with it. We're not talking about cosplay. We're talking about Pikachu shoes.
Talking
Damn
about
it.
Pikachu's.
If I wanted to be Pikachu for Halloween, I'd throw on those sneaks, a yellow shirt with Pikachu
But would
face
that be
on, and be
canon?
like, "I'm Pikachu." Alright, how is that not enough?
It's not. You're just wearing if I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z backpack, I'm not cosplaying.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'd be kind of half-assing it. You'd be kind of like
That's why I said
doing
the
the,
lazy
like,
cosplay.
the parent thing that is trying to be enthusiastic with their child, but is like, I don't feel like buying a whole costume.
Yeah, I'm drawing my line in the sand right now. You're gonna stop fucking doing that. Just letting it roll out there.
No, see, that's what somebody else called me on it. You don't count. All right, but
Yo, chat. If that man does that again, call him out, please.
I bet you the chat won't. They on my side with this.
They barely be listening.
I assure you. But all right. But seriously though, moving forward, there's these new Converse Pokemon sneakers that came out. Preferably 3 different pairs. There's a yellow pair with Pikachu sitting on the tongue. These are all old school too, in like a 32-bit or 16-bit, whichever one it is. There's a yellow pair with Pikachu sitting on the tongue. There's an off brown pair with Eevee, and then there's this faded purple. I don't know colors that well, so lavender maybe.
Can we get an image of that up?
I'm trying to, but I'm trying to correspond them with what he's describing, and so far I only see an off orange, kind of like burnt orange with a black with Pikachu, and then
all right here. Do you want me to send you the John?
So anyway,
we all want to see. I want to see.
Yeah, the Pikachus are out. Pikachu Converses and the Pikachu Yellow, amongst other Pokemon sneakers that are out. Malik, what are your thoughts?
I'm gonna tell you, like I told you guys when we were picking this story out, I feel like anime apparel is lazy. I'm sorry, especially when it comes to the shoe department, I always feel like they're just lazy. They look like good, they're good Converses. I'm not gonna let it say that they're not good looking Converses. They're just yellow Converses with Pikachu on the tongue. That's it. To me, that's not really apparel. That's you want me to buy this because it has Pokemon on it, but why? If I needed a pair of yellow Converses, I'd probably just buy a pair of yellow Converses. I don't need Pikachu on the tongue.
Dude, have you seen the backs of these shoes?
Yeah, yes,
Right,
yeah.
so these are the yellow ones.
Mhm.
They have the tongue, right?
Yeah, and on the back they have the number of the Pokemon.
They have this kind of faded brown kind of.
Those are the Eevees. Taz, thanks for the 200 biddies, my guy.
Thanks, bro. And it comes in returning the slab.
They have the pale pink. I guess this is what you're talking about.
Yeah, good.
So I was looking specifically at the Charmander ones. Yo, that's they have the Japanese name for Charmander with
which
the
is a
black
good-
lettering. Yeah, Lizardon is the name for Charizard in Japan. Yeah, this looks dope. I think it looks dope. Like,
Out of all of those would probably be the only ones I would get because it's like a direct reference to something. Like that to me is clever. The rest of these are just kind of lazy.
I mean, are we open up the floor?
Yeah,
This
go
isn't-
right
this
ahead.
definitely isn't cosplay. Merchandise.
Yeah, it's merchandise. I mean,
Hey,
literally all it is.
we've established that he's absolutely wrong when he says words.
Why?
But-
But why do you think this is cosplay?
I never said that it was cosplay.
Yes, you did.
I said lazy cosplay, not really. The
Right, but that's
cosplay
still
was not
suggesting
real.
that she thinks to be for cosplay, and nothing about this seems like it's like trying to be
Dog,
cosplay.
you know
It's
what?
like
One of these days, I'm gonna come in here with one of these video game sneakers, and I'm gonna show you the laziest cosplay that I
this
can.
is cosplay like those Mario themed wallets are.
Yeah. Look at me. I got an Overwatch hat. I'm Overwatch now.
God damn.
I am the entirety of it.
I'm Overwatch. like,
Oh my god.
so let me get into it real quick because I actually really like these designs. Can you go over to those Charizard ones again?
Yes.
Like, to me, that color. First of all, that colorway is fantastic. I know you're not gonna get a front view of it, but that colorway is awesome. The lettering is awesome. I like the fact that the shoelaces actually go with it, and understanding that the majority of brands that have worked with Converse have done something very similar to this. You don't really fuck with a Converse like that because that's like one of the original sneakers. You know what I mean? Like it's got that like feel to it. I do agree with you that anime apparel is usually pretty lazy, but I usually find it's lazy in the opposite direction. Like it's got too much going on. You know what I mean? There's belt buckles flying, there's chains, there's colors, there's a whole bunch of shit I genuinely don't care about. But these are cool. They're clean. They get to the point. You get your.
Are we frozen?
Are we frozen? Yeah, we are. Yeah, they're cool, they're clean, you know what I mean? And you know, I could wear those and not look like a freaking fool outside. And that's my point.
Okay, I mean that's fair. You won't look like a fool wearing these sneakers. I'm just saying, personally, I don't know. Show me something extravagant. Maybe I just want to be like, I want to feel like a kid. Like I need those sneakers.
Oh, also, I know people got things to say. Before we forget, we would highly appreciate it, guys, if you could host us up if you're not already hosting. It does help get the word out there for us, and it puts us up higher in the algorithm. Everything from hosts, follows, subs, bits, donos, and shares all helps us in our algorithm. So pretty please, whatever you can do to spread that Tri-Fam love out there, we'd appreciate it.
Oh, and we'd really appreciate, like seriously though. But
Amazing.
we'll. Hey, you got anything more to chime in on this?
No, this isn't cosplay. This is fucking merchandise.
This
It's
is
like,
Forget the
like this
cosplay
isn't
part.
like I remember you guys talking about this the other night, like as I was coming home, and I was just thinking like, okay, so like, is it like they have like Pikachus on the tips of them, or like do you have like a
That's
little
so funny.
bobblehead or some shit that's attached by keychain? This is just fucking merchandise. You're gonna see this in like a Target in like 3 weeks. This isn't cosplay. This is just.
Oh my god.
This is. I mean, it's. I guess limited edition, like specialized, like yeah, like we're making like a release, like a specialized release of something. But literally nothing more than that.
But anything about
They
the
look-
the shoes themselves, or video game / anime apparel as a whole.
The shoes themselves are cool. I mean, I like if they're gonna be more expensive than regular Converse. I don't know if they're worth it, but like, if you're a Pokemon fan, and you like Converse, it's a no-brainer.
These are always more expensive than the regular ones.
As far as like a statement about like the thing at large, I mean, that's a tree I don't even want to begin to bark up. That is asking for so much. Like you talked about, I want to kill the guy on.
Yeah. So, and just as an update, the catch there is that these sneakers will be exclusive to Japan for now, and will retail for around $75 in that market. Pokemon and Converse have collaborated before, as the clothing brand rolled out Pokemon-themed footwear, apparel, and accessories last year for the 25th anniversary of the Pocket Monster series, which all sold out very, very quickly.
Well,
So,
if you saw those sneakers and hoodies and stuff that it came out, that was definitely more effort than these ones, like for sure. Like they have black Converses that have like the first four Pokemon and stuff, which like the first three starters and Pikachu essentially, like on the side. Like that's more effort. I'd rather get a shoe that looks like that than like this. But
I like this. I've never owned a pair of Converse in my life, bro. And I would buy these. I would definitely buy these.
Heavily. So I guess that's another reason why. Well, I used to anyway.
But if you've worn Converse for a long time, then you know that Converse doesn't really do a lot to break the mold. You know this about this shoe. It's a standard for Converse. Like they might put some checkers. They might put some checkers on the side. You know what I mean? But the shoe is the shoe. Star is always going to be in the same place. It's going to be primarily one color.
About that. That is kind of like their.
That's Converse's thing. I'm not mad at Converse for this. I'm mad at Anime Apparel and on a general standard.
They gave the Converse the go ahead to design it, and probably just signed off on anything. I'm sure, like, if you ask the Pokemon people, they probably would have wanted to go crazy, like try to recreate Ash Ketchum's shoe or some shit. But you know what I mean?
I was gonna say,
Actually, does he wear fly shoes? I don't feel like
no. Well, actually, Ash started getting flyer as he went along.
Basic red number 3 shoes from Payless. All right, let's not count.
But as he started like going along in the story, like the series, his clothing started to get a lot better. Like he was.
I don't know, man. Maybe we gotta sit down and have a topic about Ash's flyest fit throughout the entire series.
Leather loafers.
Leather loafers. I wish he'd actually just a stand-up gentleman.
I'm gonna send you an article that like of what happens when people do way too fucking much with
Malik, it kind of sounds to me like you're kind of just more upset that this partnership was given to Converse. Converse has like $1,000 last year. But wait. Before you defend that point, in that same defense, I would also like to hear what exactly you were looking for. If you were gonna design this line of shoes,
yeah, tell me your shitty design.
Would you have like a pump at the toe that like shoots out like mini fireballs? If you're Lizardron, like
if it was me, you want if you put up Pikachu on a shoe, like put up one of those iconic moments that Pikachu has had throughout the series, like when they were all crying when Ash died and shit, and Pikachu was picking him up, like get emotional, put that scene on a shoe, like and show it off with just Pikachu there. That'd be ill. That'd be like, yo, this is something you gotta like know about. Like, I want to see shit like if you're gonna put Mewtwo, especially if you're gonna put Mewtwo, who like most modern people of the day probably really don't know what a Mewtwo is or like his story significance to the entire series. Why not take one of those scenes where it's like Mewtwo talking to Mew and stuff about his world domination on a shoe, like. Put some original artwork, something from a series, a reference, like something that actually like I don't know, like reminisces with the people who this is mostly directed at, like people who are in like either their teens now, late teens, early 20s.
I don't really think you need that and necessarily in like the world of like fashion, you know what I mean? In order for it to be like hyper complex like that. Like that all seems like really loud and garish to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't wear clothes like that regularly. You don't wear an entire scene from a movie on your shirt. That
said though, not gonna lie, if somebody somehow managed to visually make that work, I would buy that. Like if they had like an entire fight sequence somehow like just like imprinted over each other, that would actually be pretty
Like something.
Alright,
I
so
want some concept art on my shit.
so what we're looking at here is Michael B. Jordan's Naruto line. Look how garbage that looks.
Oh,
You-
nice, Dice. You can hear us now.
Hey, nice. I'm sorry. All right, so there are some exceptions in here. Like I kind of actually like the front of this black jacket right here.
Yes.
It doesn't look too bad. That's rockable. But then if like this, come on. See, there's a point when you're doing too much, right? And this is a coach fucking collaboration.
Wait, but why
mind
is
you.
this? Why is this? Like this? I don't know.
So okay. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, if you go back up to the which one? Like this one right here. Like this is a dope scene. Like you can definitely be like, yo, this is cool, but like everything at the bottom is like mad distracting. It takes away from like what you're actually trying to focus on in the scene, which should be Itachi in this situation. You know?
We're looking. We were talking about Pokemon shoes, and then we're looking at other like anime and video game related like fashion apparel. And this was a Naruto x Michael B. Jordan x Coach making a line together. I don't care what you say to me. That blue jean jacket with Naruto on it is disgusting. It's like
you could have at least added a backdrop so like it doesn't look like that. And like you can see it, but
I'm not
looks
gonna
bad,
lie.
bro.
The more I look at this, the more I'm thinking. I initially thought this was supposed to be a waterbender.
oh my god, that's not good. It's like you're from a completely different universe. Yeah, neither are we, Dice. Neither are we.
let's yeah, not impressed. So if you just do one last little scroll down, they even have shoes.
I'm afraid.
Like so, then they go with some regular stuff. They probably like, hey guys, like let's chill. Let's make some neutral stuff here. You know what I mean? Like the ninja pants for real.
Hey, actually, I'd probably wear those pants.
I don't know if I really like or really hate.
Like I could dance in them. I don't think I'd wear them to like flex out.
So then you get some handbag stuff. That's cool. Got some.
Oh wait, so the
shotguns,
fanny
so-
packs are cool.
These
chillin'.
I don't mind. These are kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know why you like them? Because there's not that much going on besides for the logo. The same thing you just complained about with fucking.
No, this is
I
not
like
the
the
same.
other stuff.
I'm talking about Malik. I'm talking about Malik.
I still think that's lazily done, but it's like
These are hot garbage, bro. This is the epitome of doing too much. Like yes.
This is all hot garbage.
yeah.
I think a lot of sneakers are hot garbage.
But like
from
this is
within.
hot garbage to me because this is like this weird, and this is not the first time this has happened too from like a high end apparel manufacturer. They like try to incorporate both like the rugged outdoorsman with like high-end, like, high quality, like really like designer level shoes, and then like slap on some other fucking logo, and it's just like a hodgepodge hot mess of why would you spend money on this?
Checking out in comment land, we got Tez saying bring back Jinko jeans, and Dice says oof to the boots. Tez 13 says the best crossover anime shoes have been by Pumas and Adidas. I agree with that.
If you go back up to the boot for a second, this looks like if freaking a Kanye West Yeezy took a fucking full stumble down the hunting aisle of a Modell's. That's what this looks like to me.
I don't know, man. Yeezys look pretty stupid. I don't think there's many a shoe that look worse than Yeezys. I'm not gonna lie to you there.
Yeah. What event are you wearing this to? A shit
it's for the
kickers
flag.
event?
It's for the convention.
It's for
I'm
this.
wearing this to a hiker's lifestyle convention in which all of the hikers like glamping hiking. They
Yeah,
do,
this is
like
like
high-end
glam
hiking.
With some glycing.
And there's like very little actual like of the convention outside. It's all in a nice AC'd area with like marble flooring and shit.
Yeah, and I bet you those boots aren't water resistant.
Oh hell no!
I
oh
bet
no!
you.
Oh no! Oh no!
First time you wear them in the rain is the last time you'll ever
You
wear them
spill
again.
water bottle on this, and you decrease their value by about 1,000.
Yeah, you try to Naruto running these bad boys, the toe will fall off. All right, but we get the point. You want to wrap us up, Malik?
Yep. If nobody else got any comments or concerns about this, I guess we can move on.
I do, and that's just that. Why is this sign not on scale? Because that's the real winner here.
That's the best thing in the whole.
Because you don't own that. I feel like he's just modeling in front of it.
That's,
he doesn't
that's
actually.
not my problem. That's on them for being terrible marketing and like having products not worth buying coming out.
All right. So moving on forward though, this one's a pretty interesting one. We have a lawsuit claiming Steam. I'm sorry. Let me get this out correctly because words don't seem to be my best skill right now.
Yeah, do it right.
Lawsuit claiming Steam gives you. I'm sorry. This way, you keep your comments to your own box. Anywho, lawsuit claiming Steam gives Valve too much power is moving forward after all. So essentially what's happening here is a gaming studio called Wolfire Studio is suing Valve for what exactly was this? Like they have too much control over the market, like the indie games market.
Yeah, not specifically the indie games market, but about how basically the game they felt like they couldn't go to another place without like repercussions, basically.
Yeah. And for the love of me, like before I like open it up so I can get like YouTube's comments, for the love of me, I still don't think they're going about this the right way. Like I still think there needs to be fungible proof behind this. But let's go with Silly Willy. How do you feel on this?
My feelings are on this that I am as what exactly waiting. This isn't a light lawsuit. You're taking on one of the most powerful video game, at least in the PC. But at the same time, that's not to say that you shouldn't take them on in your like. Just be really sure that you have backup, because I don't not support what they're doing. Like, I don't doubt that there may be something like thing, but you're gonna need to have some pretty fucking solid proof for judge and or I just
Okay. Now moving on to Flag Eye Kai. What's your thoughts, opinions, comments on this?
I kind of think Wolfire has a bit of a shot here at something. I'm not saying that it's gonna necessarily do any particular kind of like major numbers, but I am expecting that for them to even want to take this lawsuit, which could mean their entire like game studio could get removed off of Steam. I'm of the ilk that they probably have some tangible proof that something was done, and I think they're kind of waiting for that rally call for other organizations to come through and say the same thing, Mm-hmm. So if they have their own tangible proof along with other people doing that, they can try to turn it into like a class action lawsuit, in which case it would be pretty dope.
True. Would you guys like if I read out this excerpt in this article right here? Probably give us a little bit more insight on what's going on.
Please.
So quoting this Kotaku article right now, according to Judge Coughing Hour, that name is literally Cough in Hour.
Yep, Cough in Hour butts.
Wolfire's allegations are that Valve uses a combination of written and unwritten rules to enforce control over developers, influencing how games, even non-Steam enabled ones, are sold in price. And the judge feels that these allegations are sufficient to plausibly allege unlawful conduct. Wow. That's a mouthful. But to try to like, simplify this down, they're saying that essentially Valve will mess with your game, like on or off their platform, if they feel like you're breaking some of their unwritten rules, which probably turns out to be things like revenue, like how many people actually see your game, or like the actual pricing behind it in some countries. I mean, if you want my like real opinion on the situation, I think they're attacking kind of the wrong thing. Like I feel like the real way to sue Valve on something like this is to sit down and actually come at how they price games in other countries, because Valve has a tendency of not following like a standard across the board when it comes to these things. Let me think about this for a second. Upper echelon gaming. If you guys are really interested in the subject of this stuff, like how Valve actually like messes with the price, I highly recommend you go to the YouTube page and give the video a look. But in the video, he explains and shows like detailed graphs of how the price for said games actually is like varied among other countries. There'll be like $60 here USD, but if you go to like, it's not like Mexico. If you go to like a smaller country, it'll be like $100 USD or $120 USD if you do the equivalent chain, like the equivalent. What is that called? I cannot think about how you trade money.
Converted
currency exchange. There you go. If you go through the currency exchange, it'll be worth a lot more. Like, what is that? In Australia, I remember when Final Fantasy came out in Australia, how it was like priced a lot more there than it is here. Now, that's a different example though, given that that was through PlayStation. But it's definitely an example of what some companies and game companies do to the pricing between their games.
Yeah, I mean, do we know if that these are the practices that they're actually suing on though?
No,
or is
that's the practice that they should probably try to approach this from, instead of just saying, oh, there are these unwritten rules that you don't have to follow, like without much proof of them being tampered with yet,
So again, going back to what we talked about prior to the podcast, if they have got this to court, they had to believe they had something substantial to back this up on, and two, if it got passed through for it to be a trial, there had to be enough information that was present in order to back this up. Not to say it's enough to win, but it was enough for a judge to say, okay, this is important enough for it to go to trial. So I think that you probably could go with the approach that you're talking about, though I would add the caveat that if that practice isn't necessarily happening to them, then it's going to be hard to make a case based on that. Versus what we know is that the case has been stated as that they felt they could not go to other companies and make their games without there being some form of repercussion from Steam, basically. That was the crux of it right there. So while I do agree, yeah, you probably could have that, you got to go with what you actually have evidence on.
Okay. I mean, but even then, it's like, of course they're not going to tell us the evidence until like the case actually starts up and everything is going through. But I'm really wondering on like what kind of evidence do they have? Like, will we see them actually affecting their like revenue, maybe their ad space, maybe like how often their game is seen, maybe even something like how you'll search a game in Steam, maybe they're messing with how you'll see that in the algorithm, I guess. I don't know really what could suffice as enough evidence for that.
I mean, I think any evidence that you're looking for would be like, one, a promise that was made or a rule that was in place, and then two, a violation of that rule or promise. Or you go the opposite route. One, there's not a rule in place for something to happen, and two, a punishment for a rule that does not exist, right? So basically, like, for example, right, if we're on Twitch, there's actually an affiliate thing that says that like you're not allowed to stream on other platforms, right? But whatever, people do it all the time. But let's say They said, "Oh, I couldn't make, we couldn't have a Discord, right?" Or they didn't say it. It wasn't a rule. It was just they just enforced that you could not have a Discord. We could then go and say, "Hey, this company, Twitch, is trying to enforce rules upon us, on which upon has no jurisdiction." You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I definitely get you. It's just that in this type of situation, as a dev, what is something behind closed doors that you can actually do to a dev company? Like, I'm curious to know. Is what I'm saying here.
Yeah, that part is the part that's we're gonna see in court, and the severity of that. You know what I mean? And who knows? Some other things might get brought up, but unfortunately, with court, like when you come with like allegations, they have to be specifically itemized for the things that you're looking for, right? Like you can't just be like in the middle of a court case, be like, "And he murdered a baby," and then you just add that information in the evidence docket. It's like, no, that's got to be a completely separate case now. Thanks for wasting our time. You probably should have started with the baby murder.
You probably should have, but I don't know. Baby murder doesn't seem to be that important these days, apparently.
Man, that's a topic you just all right.
That's actually a current day topic that we will not get into.
All right, well, moving along. I think are we good on Wolfire? I don't know if it was much to really get in. They're getting sued. Willie, got any thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's it on Wolfire, really. I don't think there's really much to say about this until it's coming up. Well, I will say to the audience out there is it's definitely one that you guys will see again on the podcast, especially when we have like a lot more information on it. But moving on forward, we have next Disney copyright. So Disney is a bit in the what word can I use for this? They're in a fight with the entire Republican Party. There we go. That's how Will put this to us the other day. They're basically in a large fight with the entire Republican Party over trademarks. And well, not trademarks, copyright. I'm sorry. Right now, they're at risk at losing many of their old characters, given the change in copyright laws that Republicans want to push forward currently. They want to change the copyright laws from 95 years to 51, I believe it was. Oh, let me get this right. Yes, it was 51. 56. It was 56. Sorry about that. My eyes move too fast sometimes. But yeah, they're in the situation that they do that in, they would lose a lot of their older copyright. They would lose a lot of older copyrights, including that of the original Mickey Mouse. And I mean, if you think about when the original Mickey Mouse came out, they probably lose like a lot of different people, like Donald, Daffy, Chip and Dale, probably a couple like people like that. So, how are you guys feeling on this?
I've actually had a couple of swings of emotions on this one. One, because as I'm sure I know Will was gonna want to say is we're talking about being in a real rock and a hard place between Disney and Republicans. Very petty Republicans on top of that. I'm gonna let Will talk about how petty they are. But for me personally, when I look at it, I don't really. I'm actually really wondering about like, okay, are they losing like Steamboat Willie Mickey, or are they losing like, you know, the entirety of what Mickey Mouse is? Because I think there is a difference between Mickey Mouse of yesteryear and Mickey Mouse now, design wise, you know what I mean, how he's represented, all that jazz.
I think in this case it would probably be Steamboat Mickey.
Right. So if that's the case, it's not really as big of a deal as I thought it was, but you know, it sucks that you're gonna lose them, but you know, the people who created them are dead. I don't give a shit. Like,
how about you, Willie?
Like Kai said, there's two different sides to this. I mean, on the one hand, it's Disney, so you will literally ever know what to do with. But on the other hand, this is exclusively coming out of the pen. while I don't looking at the laws and possibly addressing if there needs to be change, and I know that's not really what's at the bottom of this, like what's at and because of that, it's I kind of summed up how I felt about it the other night. Here, I'd rather still be where we are today and trying to figure out how to navigate like bills and have this bill go through and just have God only fucking knows. I just like beyond the fact that I don't think that like there really could be a bipartisan way of addressing it. It's just there is far too much like baggage, political mess, just like all that kind of crap holding it back from like something that like we could legitimately address at end.
Well, you gotta talk about the petty shit though. Like why they're launching this bill in the first place.
Oh. Yeah, so for those of you who aren't aware and live under a rock, Disney is the dictator DeSantis decided that doesn't want any that basically referencing. As a response, Disney was like, haha, but like progressives make up at least half of our customer bases. Also, we're kind of switching our, like, you know, it's just, they're just like, nah, screw that. And so they decided to take them on, forget the exact details of what they're doing, but basically they're fighting the bill with campaigning and utilizing their Disney clout and pull. And Republicans don't like the fact that there's a big business that can take them down, and so they're now going.
I mean, if I really gotta sit down and pick a side when it comes to this, I don't care about either side. I don't care about Disney losing things in their copyright, and I really don't care for the business of the Republican Party. They got that on their own. To be honest, man, the only thing I really want out of this outcome is for copyright laws to change, because that helps me. I don't care about Disney. I don't care about Republicans. That helps me and the other people who do the same things that we do, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, copyright laws changing does allow a lot more things to be accessed from 56 years ago, I believe it was, which is an odd year. Why wouldn't they just make it like 55 or 60?
Just 50. Why not just 50?
Yeah, like just make it a round number. Like, you know,
56 is weird.
Yeah. And the kind of idea behind like those IPs coming out to play, I mean, you got to really think what that puts into play. That puts Star Wars into play. You know what I mean? Like original Star Wars would be up for grabs at that point. That puts...
No, they already bought that though. Like, so it definitely wouldn't be up for grabs since they just recently bought that.
I don't think that's how the copyright works though, right? So
I don't know.
Like even if you buy a product, I'm sure that the copyright doesn't extend another 90 years whenever you purchase it again. It just becomes public domain after the allotted amount of time. Or else like governments would just keep buying their own like dirty laundry back, but they have to put them on the government domain or public domain.
Okay.
And like I don't know, I think. But I'm actually curious, like, because that'll put a lot of music up for debate, which will leave a lot of room for sampling and just using music in movies, you know what I mean, that you couldn't previously use before. 50 years ago, the Beatles collection is up, you know what I mean? 50 years ago is Motown. 50 years ago is a lot of things that I don't think we're really thinking about in, like, the long term. of what'll be accessible to use.
Again, I mean, I thought about all of that. Like, I want those to be accessible. Let people use those. Let people actually like be able to sample those freely without having to jump through hoops or pay exorbitant amounts of money for it. It's, I don't know, man. I'm totally down with the freedom.
Some of those people are still alive though. Like, and we're talking about now and people that may not have as much money as they had before. Like, yeah, like people like the Barry Goodies and the Shaka Khans, they'll be fine. But you know what I mean? But we're talking about people maybe who didn't have as good of a career, making money off residuals, now getting public domain. Now they don't make shit off of that anymore. So,
yeah, I mean, there is something to think about there. But I don't know, man. If you've been living off of residuals from a song that you did like 60 years ago, like I don't know, you really didn't shape your life up to do other stuff. You ain't, like, you know, have a contingency plan, none of that. Especially if you didn't make it that far in your career when it came to music. Maybe I'm asking.
I don't know about if I can. God only knows.
Yeah.
The success that you found from what.
Exactly, but that's exactly what I mean, though. But I'm saying, like, if you went off and did that, you're probably fine. But if you're just coasting through life off of that one song you did, however number of years ago, like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say like I don't respect the game, but it's like, bruh, you can do more.
look, man, if the guy who made the Ghostbusters theme song wants to live off of that, he's done the world a service, okay? We can let him go. Leave Ghostbusters man alone.
Because the entire time I was thinking about him.
But okay, and to be fair about Hammer, like Hammer has a bunch of hits, but yeah,
He does.
like we kind of think of him as like Can't Touch His Only. I think Vanilla Ice is a great example of that, though. But yeah, so yeah, but there are certain people that like like to get paid off of that feed their families off of that kind of stuff. So you know what I mean? Them not being able to make money off of it anymore, especially when it's like when that person's still alive. You know what I mean? It's different because like with Disney, anybody who was working on Mickey Mouse is dead, bro. You know what I mean? Like the original Steamboat Willie, they're dead and gone. But for other people, not so much. Like for other people, like that might have been their claim to fame.
I mean, all right. So since we're on the topic, like, what would you guys rather see the copyright years at? Like, what do you think is a good medium? Or, well, yeah. Let's just go for how many years do you think would be a good place to end copyright?
60.
60 from Kai.
60.
Will? What about you?
I'm gonna say I'll go with 65 with a clause in there that states that it's less about me, or like it's less about like how long you can write off of that, and more of kind of falls into like internet's like modding. It's not, this isn't obviously always the case, but like there is a fair amount of work that you can as a basis, as long as you give credit to the modify it, whatever it is, like as long as you give like or sample it, or like I mean I think it, I guess what I'm trying to say is I think it has applications in different settings, this being one of them. If you take Mickey Mouse and change it enough, but like very clearly still use Mickey Mouse as like a source material, but like in a sense create an entirely new character, then as long as you give credit where credit is due, then I don't think like you should have to like pay somebody else because even though you were inspired by what they did, essentially put in the effort to make it your own.
Not to just be like that guy, but that's always been like that. Like you know how many cartoon mice there were, and like when Mickey Mouse came out, it was million. There was not millions. There was definitely like tens of them.
Yeah,
You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
I mean,
There
Matt
was
Groening has
millions of
said that
cartoons.
like he doesn't put up he doesn't put a sequel every single time he sees stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not like they don't exist, but if we're talking about like what the law protects, that is 65 years is the biggest thing. Like that
I'm definitely going with 50 years on the personal. I think 50 years, like, definitely do it. And like Willie said, a clause. That's it. 50 years in a clause, every generation.
I think I'll add a clause actually that says that if the original creator dies, then that gets like sped up. Like, if you did not make it, like if you did not make it and own it, then it should no longer be like private domain. Like either that or it goes to their family. You be like, but it can't be like in the hands of a business.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, sorry. I thought you were implying like the family can't get it. Because like I don't know. There's definitely situations in which like that would be real dick move to call the family. Because like if some guy, if either a woman or a male or you know, whatever, however you choose to identify, makes a particular work and then passes away from something, be it suddenly or known like cancer or something like that, then like the family shouldn't like I don't know, like I don't think the family of that person should be screwed over. Like they should be, especially if it's like if the original artist is like, nah, I mean make sure that my family is taken care of.
Yeah. I think it should divert to the family before it diverts to the business. Yeah. Like, I mean, now that being said,
then if that's the case, then there needs to be clauses in there that deal with how long a family can.
Yeah, like
because,
I mean,
because that also has backfired where like families have held on to like estates and for just like long past their dues simply because they had the power they could.
Yeah. Like shit, but I mean, I'd rather them get paid and then like it until it reaches its natural end than see like a Disney get a hold of it. You know what I mean? Like where they can pimp them out to practically take over the world. I don't know if we remember that part, but
then in that case, then what might be the easier thing is to say rather than change copyright laws, just change the laws of how long companies are allowed to like if an employee creates something for the company and then passes away or have you, then they're just have that hand like.
Yeah, I mean, I look at like the Jack Kirby situation and like a lot of those writers over at Marvel who got like fucked over. Their families got fucked over because of intellectual property rights of the company, saying that when the big argument in the case was whether or not the Marvel, employees at the time created this and then brought it to Marvel, like sold it to them, or whether they had created it in tandem with Marvel and they were supposed to get, commission on that for a long time. And like the families had to fight for that shit, and the companies were like, "Nah." Like I think we covered it on this channel, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did actually. I mean, that was a really big case, especially when it comes to Marvel. Especially, I think it's because around that, maybe around that time or a couple years. It's only been a couple years really since Marvel's really regained all their characters back. Anyway, except Spider-Man, they still don't fully have him.
And also, while we got a second, hey yo, chat. I know everybody is, in Sleepy Land, La La Land, wherever you may be, but we would appreciate it if you come and have a conversation with us. What do you guys think? Do you give a shit about Disney losing Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse or Mickey Mouse in general? We would love to hear from you because, as we got in here, man, we're Tri-Fam, and we want you to be a part of the conversation. There's Cheeseburger Eddie. Big cheese. Present.
I'm here.
Any final thoughts on this situation?
I'm pretty much chilling. Somebody else?
have one final thought, which is I'm as to if this is just kind of like something sounding the trumpet, or how far this actually goes.
I don't know. I'm with you on that one, to be honest. But okay, so Mickey, from Cheeseburger Eddie, Mickey is Disney. That's tough to lose. Yeah, you're right about that. He's the absolute face of Disney. So them losing him was just, I mean, it would literally be the loss of their identity.
Well, they don't lose. They don't lose him. He's just open now. Yeah, I mean, he can go seek other arrangements and have some wild times with some of the other cartoon companies that are out there.
All I know.
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah,
Upsetting, but
You let Disney get a hold of by the. I can't even say anything Walt Disney would say because.
yeah, he can't say anything. He would actually say like he's a known anti-Semite, so let's not.
Yeah, just thought about it. I was about to go there, and I was like, wait.
We got C-Man Limited saying a separation, not a full divorce.
Yeah.
For Mickey Mouse, yeah.
Like, mommy and daddy are just gonna go live in different houses, and mommy is about to go hang out with some different boys. Well, daddy cries and he says, orange sorbet.
That is such a picture.
really
That's
is.
so specific. Oh Lord. All right, so I guess we'll be moving on until the last few things that we'll be talking about tonight. Hey guys, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? Have you heard about?
I'm trying to collect rapid fire right now.
Have you guys seen the new drop of Unreal Engine 5? They created this scene out in abandoned train tracks, I guess you want to call it, because it definitely wasn't nobody there. This film was a little bit creepy. Well, you about to get that video rolling?
Yeah. Such an unnecessarily creepy video too.
I know.
You'll see. We'll play the full thing. There's no audio.
Play it. No, there's audio. There's audio. Yeah, there's definitely audio.
Audio's there.
Pause the music. We must get the full
God,
ambiance
I'm
of this.
so sorry.
Pause the music.
Okay, well this.
This is Unreal Engine 5. There's also active footage of what it looks like when a girl tells me to meet her at the train station.
Oh sh. That would have been good.
I mean, it would have been some sort of conclusion to this whole thing.
I mean, I'm glad it looks so good. You know what I mean? Like, can't even tell that this is like 3D rendered a lot of the times.
Now that I've seen this for the second time, well, however, now that I'm seeing this, I'm wondering, like, why a train? Like, I'm not upset with it. I'm just like, why? What is the why a train station? Why show off an empty platform on a train station that looks like somebody filmed it, doesn't have any idea of how to film it?
I think the
Why
idea
not have a
was
train
fun.
come in? Like, there's so many questions that
Yeah, having a train come in would definitely been a nice touch. But I think
having
it's
like a
mostly-
conductor, like somebody walk by. I mean, again, it's not. All of the visuals are very impressive, and obviously we'll save second, but just like superficially, why I don't know. I feel like there was. I'm left wanting in a way that isn't like, oh, I'm excited, but more of like,
Yeah. Plot twist. Choo Choo Charles just comes out of nowhere and just bites your head off.
imagine.
All right, so since we've gotten through that video, there's a lot of things to take in here. One, when it comes to like there not being a train or people walking around, I think essentially they wanted you to get a feel for what someone would see on a day to day. Like I know there's people usually around and trains coming, but they're trying to give you a sense of like, yo, you just walked onto this random train station, and you're just sitting there waiting. And this isn't a bad look from a point of view. Now, there are a few things that I do like have gripes with, like when it switches to nighttime, the way the lighting looks, you can definitely tell that it's animated. During the daytime, it's a bit of a harder read, but during night, like you can see like the blobbiness of the animation, the way the lights are a little bit different, and the way they like come down and reflect off of things.
Yeah, that's it, which is kind of funny because maybe it's because it's like it's few lights. Because my initial thinking is that it's funny that the light, like the flashlight, would produce like or feel more of the CGI, if you will. Because the time like or that you're taking in at once.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's more happen for tracks in the, but I'm wondering if it's.
I think we put the music back on.
Oh yeah, good point. I'm wondering if in the same way that like games of old have had have kind of looked better when everything is brighter versus got the take light and it's kind of spotlights. I'm wondering if more light on it actually kind of helps.
Yeah, honestly, I gotta be real with you. I think I agree on that point. Because if you look at the daytime lighting, like luminescence, the way everything bounces off the train tracks, like in that scene right before, the way the sunlight is coming through the windows, it looks really good. It looks really crisp and like proper. Like it looks natural,
Or I watch this, or I can't help but think. There is some guy who got paid money to like every few frames make it look like somebody just like does not know how to hold a phone. And like is like, okay, quick, pan up real quick, and then bring it back down sporadically. Like somebody had to have animated all of these camera movements to look as janky as it did. And I'm just I don't know why that irks me so much, but it does.
I mean, I guess they wanted you to feel like this guy had all of the camera wielding qualifications as an Uber driver.
Of like of like a 5-year-old, because an Uber driver is smart enough to make sure that all the footage is clean looking. They need to be able to protect themselves legally. This is like a 5-year-old that stole their parents' camera, and like the weight of the phone is more than they were anticipating. They're like shaking it all I like it's.
They're like, whoa, it's a Pro Max.
Like
Whoa.
and like kind of what I'm saying is that like. I said this last time we watched it, like I appreciate the fact that like they're doing the whole like portrait mode and trying to give it that like really like first-hand view, but it's almost like they shot themselves in the foot with it, because if that was the case, then like the shots would have been way more stabilized with like maybe an occasional bump, not like this.
Yeah. This is Blair Witch Project meets Blair Witch Project Part 2. I don't know. So, I guess I'll give like my actual thoughts on what I think about what the engine looks like. I think I like it, and the train station I think is actually a pretty decent setting because you get varied textures, but not necessarily like textures that swing so hard from one thing to another. So it's like, okay, you got some wood chips, you got some cement, you got some brick, you've got some of the yellow like you know, warning. It's all very nice, and everything looks dirty. You know what I mean? And like used and very well worn in. So I think what they're mainly showing off here is the textures and just showing how dope they look. Like those. Yeah, and those like wood panels too. You know what I mean? Like those or whatever what they're made out of.
Saying that has made me think of, like, I say this kind of jokingly, but also, like, that may have actually been their intention of, so, when you know, you're going through, you know, like a big city, like take GTA 5, for example, you have all the settings maxed out, you're in a car going, you know, Cyberpunk literally had a setting for this, like a blur setting for driving, so there's a part that's kind of wondering, was them, like, the occasional, like, accidental flip-up, like, somebody dropped their phone just to show that the texture's really good, even if you, like, spin the camera around, like, just...
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's probably more than likely a thing.
Because if that's the case, that's actually a really obscure way, but kinda cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the actual intention, but...
I mean, personally for me, I really want to see how this is gonna apply to actual games. I
like
don't
what
think
in-game footage actually looks like.
Yeah, like I can imagine an in-game cutscene looking like this, but I don't think gameplay would ever look like this. Well, at least, you know, in the recent times, you know? Maybe give it to Unreal Engine 6 that the gameplay will look like this.
Well, by the end of this engine update, though, because think about it, all that requires is just texture optimization with like matching up coding. So technically speaking, I mean, as long as like they like, you know, the cycle of each Unreal Engine is what? 6 months.
Yeah, they last generally an entire console generation.
Yeah, so the fact, like, by the end of this engine's generation, things might be looking like this. Like just general scenes might actually be looking.
That was Unreal Engine 5.
Okay.
Can't beat it over the head. I mean,
Yeah.
all right, well, I guess I'll do one last question. What game would you guys most like to see imagined in Unreal Engine 5, like a sequel to a game?
That's kind of hard. Really? Witcher?
If there was ever going to be a game that tested the boundaries and technical capabilities of all of the scenes that have giant open grass fields with trees, that shit, all the different accessories like on your character's body, I don't know if it's actually going to be carousel, but you know, like just whatever the details could be. I mean, anything that is content rich. Cyberpunk 2.
Yeah, Cyberpunk would be a good one. Yeah, for me, Final Fantasy. I want to see Final Fantasy done in this type of way. Like,
Big Cheese says Resident Evil. I'm not mad at that one. I'd probably say I would love to see a new Metal Gear in Unreal Engine 5.
I'm gonna go with
why? I don't even want to hear your number 2 and 3. Why? Like,
He wants to see these pretty colors go sparkle, sparkle.
like, they're just like T blocks and L blocks. Why do they need to look like real bricks out here?
I forgot my other two suggestions.
Because your first one was so outlandish.
Actually, now I remember now. Kingdom Hearts 5 and I don't know. I'll come up with a third one eventually.
I don't need to see Sora's skin. I'm gonna be honest. I'm used to him looking like an action figure. I don't need to imagine him with real skin and hair like he's a person.
The newest installment of Mrs. Pac-Man. My third one.
Can we play Uno on Unreal Engine 5?
You know what's crazy? I would play Uno on Unreal Engine 5. Like, I feel like that'd be fine. They just like real cards at a real table. That's fine.
I want all the newest Jackbox games to use Unreal Engine 5.
You think some Jackbox games are creepy now? Yo, I want to see a Five Nights at Freddy remake
Oh
in one
my
of these.
god!
Jesus Christ.
In VR.
Actually, no. That is actually what I was gonna say. Like a legitimate suggestion. I want to see VR games brought to this. That would be cool.
Yeah, VR with this engine. Oh my god, bruh. Dice says, "Oh hell no, hell to the no." Oh, it'd be great.
You wouldn't want to witness Slender and all of its splendor on Unreal Engine 5.
Could you imagine? Do you guys remember the first time you ever played Slender Man, the game? Could y'all imagine it looking like this the first time you played it, bro? My insides would have jumped
That would
outside
be,
of my
yeah.
body.
I think what saved that game was the fact that it looked like it was on like a web engine game maker.
Yeah. I mean, well, I was like 16 when that drug came out, so I was in high school. Like, shut your
Dice
mouth.
says, "Shut your mouth."
Dice don't even want to think about this. Like, nah, get this out.
Can't say I blame her. I'd be like, too real. Cause like my initial thought was also like, I'd actually like to see Faz in this, but like also not.
Oh no. Like, yeah, so I feel like the best genre of game for this would probably be horror games. They would make so much off of this engine. It's not even funny. Don't out that bad juju in here.
You have to like,
Hey,
especially bring adult diaper.
oh god. All right, so I guess that's enough of the
Entire podcast. Yes.
Yeah.
But before we go though, we do have to talk about one golden.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Are we really gonna
Raid
talk
Shadow
about-
Legends.
Shout out to our sponsors.
No. I mean, if they want to sponsor us, yes, but no.
They can sponsor me on the fact that I will, but they have to accept the fact that I will never talk kindly about their game.
No, real talk.
I
You
feel
will
like
have to
that might
accept
be
it.
a pretty big factor of it, but yeah.
Also, I probably won't ever.
They're like,
actually-
hey, like, yo, we're here at Raid Shadow Legends. We want to sponsor you. I'll be like, hey, man, I'm never gonna say nice things about your game. I'll be like, I will just say it's sponsored by. Like, this game is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. They want you to
buy
play
this
it.
if you want. You can
Yeah.
play it, but no one's forcing you to.
Yeah, I sure am not forcing you to download Raid Shadow Legends.
I won't think any less of you if you do.
As per my contract.
as per contract states, sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. But all right, so moving forward, we got the Golden Wii. This thing right here on the screen. And you know what? 2 Unreal can stay in the corner over there because I feel like it applies to this too. Oh wait, this is a video?
Here's the bigger picture. High pressure is slowly but surely building in across the
There's
country,
noise coming
bringing
from you.
most of us
That's almost like there's sound.
today.
Oh shit, hold on.
Rather innocuous looking weather fronts marks the boundary to some
I did
warm
not
and
say
humid
that
air.
you could keep playing videos. Unreal Engine website.
Is that the weather in Australia?
I don't want to see that. I imagine it's way hotter there than it is over here right now.
Dingoes are flying through the sky.
Oh my god. Hey, yo, right? But no, the Golden Weenus. You know what, Will? I'm not even gonna with you. Anyway, so what you guys see? So what you guys see before you is the infamous Golden Wii that was supposed to make it to Queen Elizabeth II a number of years ago. It is a Nintendo Wii completely encased in 24 karat gold, and currently it is up for auction for $300,000. $300,000. Like, can you imagine that? Yes, Will. What gift you about to put up?
Yeah? No, I'm not putting it. Thank you. saying that I can. Yes, I can definitely. Dude,
I beg to differ.
dude,
We're literally watching you put up a gift.
We're literally watching you put gifts up.
You're searching in the gift bar. It's crazy.
He's still using it. Hey, yo.
There we go. Now we're good. So, I will see you all later. It's been a fun podcast, but I am going to make my exit.
Oh my god, yo. I love you, Will. That was perfect.
Oh man, that was.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Hey, continue with your golden wings.
This is about the golden wheel. Yeah, it's up for 300K. Who would buy this ridiculous piece of mess? Like,
Martin Shkreli.
Dicey says it's like the time he didn't realize he was live on Twitch. Hey, wasn't that like a couple days ago?
Alright, so, I decided to come back on too soon, and clearly I needed to have, wait until the show is over, so, you can make the raid, and, I'm up.
I have no control from here, Willie. What are
you
you
do.
doing? Get back in the seat. Oh, yeah.
Alright.
I mean, honestly, this is really here just for us to show off how ridiculous, like, a $300,000 golden Wii is. Like, who wants this? Who's gonna buy this? Who is this
Martin
for?
Shkreli.
Like, I just... What would you do with this? Like, someone tell me. Kai,
I mean,
what would you
obviously,
do?
like I would have a shit ton of fun playing Wii Sports.
Would you? That remote
Yeah.
gotta be heavy as hell.
Maybe he
Maybe.
wants it adds that realistic handle balance.
Yeah, what is there a strap? Do you just I would feel
They
bad
don't
for them,
look
like,
like it.
The
I would-
strap is made out of, silver-plated, carbon fiber.
Sounds
I'm
like
a-
it'll hurt.
it was just sliding across your wrist.
That doesn't sound great. Cheeseburger Eddie
Neither
says,
does
"Where's
having
the
to
gold
be
Zelda
responsible
cartridge?"
for a $300 golden Wii, if I'm being real with you.
A $300,000 golden Wii. I mean, you just have to have exorbitant amounts of money to be like, I'm gonna buy this thing. Do rich people even play video games like that? Aren't they too busy like just collecting money back and twirling mustaches?
Well, you're only
Evidently
buying this for
not,
the clout.
because this was made for the never played.
This is only for the clout. This is really only for the clout.
Well,
There's
hold on a
nothing
second.
else
So-
you could be using this for.
So we also
Oh,
needed
like-
to pull up these other images that
Oh my god, hold on. Please don't.
Why are you doing that? Like, it's like you made this as a gift for the queen, and she looked at it and she was just like, okay. Like, I don't know. What do we do with this?
alright.
Come on, play!
No.
Like, I just... Yeah, what was she supposed to do with this? Like, she's the Queen of England. When does she have time to sit down and play? Like, how posh do you think she is? Like, not only does she have the leisure time to just play the Nintendo Wii, it has to be on her golden 24-karat Nintendo Wii. Like,
Time to the first one that I This one was actually on an episode of Minus Tech Tip. Bought it for $80,000. You could see his wife contemplating leaving the video.
how do you say waste of money without saying waste of money? Golden Xbox controller. Like, again, why would I ever in my life play with this? Why would I take this to the tourney? Why would I go to my fighting game tourney, my fighting game local with this controller? Do I want to get robbed? Like, what use in my life does this have?
Swag.
I mean, yes,
Just
you
say
cannot
that you
deny
can
this
do it.
swag.
Say
Yeah.
that you did.
Again, it's
It's a certain point you have so much money that you just do shit like this. Would I blow my entire life savings on this? No. But if I was a millionaire, would I buy a golden controller? Probably not.
The real question is if you're the person that buys this, make a video out of it? Like, is this just like what prompts you to start content creating? You have to do something with this controller, like, or this entire console that you're gonna buy. You have made the choice of buying a gold-plated game console instead of a new house. Put it that way.
You're like, guys, please, this is my third loan.
Like, I'm just think about that for a moment, and then get back to me on whether or not you're gonna be doing something with it all.
I need my PPP. I need my PPP loan. I need to get this controller.
Only thing I can think about is clout. That's it. I literally have nothing else in my mind. Like, I will only want this for clout, for the content that this would create for me. Like, what would happen if I walked down the street with a golden controller around my neck? Shit like that. Like,
first of all,
okay,
who
no,
said
actually,
you were wearing this around your neck? Fucking
no, actually,
man.
I take that back. If I spent the money on that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this once.
Yeah, cause you gotta. It's for the flex. If you go flex right. Go to a game convention, wear it like a necklace. Be like, I got so much bread that I got this golden controller around my neck.
I question your fashion sense on like a fundamental level.
Hey man, I think I'd get clout with a golden controller around my neck. All right.
Like, you just
I think
make videos.
you'd get something. I don't know if it'd be cloud. It might be.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I see the panties just dropping.
It might be whiplash. It could be beaten the crap out of. It could be robbed. There's a lot of different things it could be. I don't
Why
know.
I gotta go to the negative?
Or at the very least, I don't know if you should go back into it hoping for cloud.
He needs some milk.
He does need some
Go
milk.
back to an Airbnb.
You out here talking about some. Oh, I'm gonna rock a $80,000 gold controller around my neck.
It's the same thing as rocking an $80,000 chain around your neck.
It's not. Because one, chains are garish in and of themselves, but two, this is stupid. This is real stupid. This is like Kodak Black levels of dumb. Like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get Bart Simpson on my. Like, nobody cares, bro.
Let's go ahead and rotate this, and then we're gonna draw a little chain around it. We're gonna see if it's something that you would wear.
Dog, I got a $300,000 Wii remote around my neck. Who better than me?
And we're gonna draw a little stick figure head through here. But you'll notice that he's bending over, and that's because of the pure weight of the gold.
I like how the controller is taller than him.
Dog, it's perspective. You know, he's standing in the far back, and the controller is real close.
Yeah, if I could kill somebody with it, that'd be great.
I wouldn't see why it couldn't be a weapon. I really don't see why it couldn't be.
He's also got an abnormally long neck and very short arms. So there's a lot of this guy's going through a lot of things right now. All right.
You know what that made me think of? I got a big head and little arms. I don't know how well this plan was thought through. Like, bruh.
Look how sad he is too. He's like, oh, I'm just so sad. I'm wearing a $300,000 chain. I thought I was gonna get clout. And ladies,
practicalist, you could use it to beat if it's on a chain.
Like a rope dart.
True. You just take it off. It just turns.
I'm scared to swing that around. You will go to jail. That is a weapon. Like,
wait a minute. So, is there not an issue with like eating?
Nah,
Like-
probably
How long
not.
can you run this
No.
system?
A gold has to be really hot, like to melt or something wrong to go wrong with it.
All
How
right,
much
so
it-
follow-up
gold,
question is...
I don't think gold was like a heat conductor. Like pure gold is not a heat conductor, right?
Not a good
It's
one.
not a good conductor.
It's not about like it's not being a heat conductor. It's just not a good one.
But like also like okay, so do you get insurance on this? Like if it breaks, like because you can't like even if the Wii support from Nintendo still existed by the time you bought this, like
I can't
You-
fathom the amount
like-
insurance would cost for this thing. Like
how do you
$100,000, like
service this? Because
200,000.
normal Wii's are like they're the way that you can get into them is that it's just plastic that you can like pull apart. Like you can't. This is metal. You can't just pull this apart.
How
You
often
have
do
to
I gotta
solder
renew
it
the
back
insurance?
together.
Like I just don't. Isn't this the only one in the world?
Do you, if it breaks down, do you just like smash it in two and collect the parts from inside, try to pawn that off, and then just melt the rest down? Like what? Do you,
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. If it broke, I would just melt all the gold down and get it turned into a bar. Like there you go.
I don't
I don't
think this
need
would
any
make a very
mirrors.
big bar. This would make maybe like a gold coin.
Hey, that. There we go. I can still get a return on my investment here.
And
Oh,
So
you,
I mean, all you gotta do is get the Xbox controller and then get the Wii remote, and then you can just call yourself 2 Chainz. There you go.
Alright.
What if you collect all 3 of these items and like the video game gods come down to talk to you? Like you've collected all 3 legendary Egyptian god consoles.
Like, oh, now that you've collected the golden PlayStation controller, you may now join the Isles of Valhalla with the rest of us.
I have 2 questions.
Right.
One, does it come with a golden Wii sensor bar that you put? And follow up to that is, does it come with a gold teeth?
I'd be really mad if the plug was gray.
Yo.
Do you get a special edition Me skin that's just pure gold too?
No, he gotta be like in a full like gold tux with like the money glasses, but they're like gold.
You can actually just change your V into a.
So, all right. So enough beating up on the golden weenus. I think that's just about it for the show. You guys got anything y'all want to say, comment before we get to outros?
No.
Anybody? I'm just being hit with Muppet face.
Nah, we're good. Gold, man. Gold. I love gold. We didn't make one gold member joke. We got through that whole thing. I'm making one gold member joke. I think it's because we're all a little bit off our square, but we'll let it slide.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised we didn't make the gold member joke.
Cartoon. I'll try to.
all right. I'm killing slowly. You know, I'm just gonna go first for this round just to get things moving. I'm killing slowly. Tonight has been another episode of the Triumvirate. Really, thank you for coming on out and joining us tonight. To my left, right, I don't know directions. Is it young high fly guy Kai?
I will forever be to your left. Will forever be to your right.
No, no, I
Like-
don't understand directions. This is my left hand, so that's my right.
No, once again, big shout outs to everybody who came through tonight. Yo, if we can get y'all, I know we're about to wrap up and everything, but we're about to raid out. If we can get y'all active for this little bitty raid right here, we can show some love to the next person.
I
do have
pride
it.
for this title.
Yeah, and I do have some suggestion on who to raid. I'll put their name in here. Fantastic streamer by the name of Mocha Rui.
Emotional damage.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, go ahead, Malik.
Alright, but like I said before, to my right here we got a young high fly guy Kai. Just was that supposed to be your outro?
Yeah, like
Okay,
get live. Everybody, come on.
There we go. Alright, then to my left over here we got a young silly Willy.
That's my outro. It's just a wait. Oh, hi everybody, Celia. Amazing.
All right, guys, that's been us, and we are rating out to who exactly?
Put it in the chat, Mocha Rui.
Mocha Roy. All right, guys, if you can give a real fine tri-fam love to Mocha Roy. Where is it?
Hi, fam.
Yeah, definitely would be.
That would be was that Raid?
I got
Yeah.
it. I got it.
Everybody copy that in there, guys. Copy that in there. Let's make a splash. Let's go over there, show that hypeness, show that tri-fam love, show that noise, you know what I mean? That we get that co-ass that we always bring. I know we got
All right.
cheeseburger. Yeah, but
He's a single.
No, what about cheese?
no, we got cheeseburger Eddie out there, Dice Witch out there, C-Man,
Yes.
Tez. What?
So a quipple before we end things off and we get. I will start those. Thank you again to Tez. Guys, fantastic. Hopefully you catch us next show, either for podcast or takeover.
Amen.
Cheers, everybody!
guys.
Be sure to show some love.
Mocha Rui.
Macaroni.
Yeah.
It's like macaroon, you know.
All right.
Good night,
everybody,
guys.
Good night, guys.
Oh, the movie. Oh, that's the.